Well, welcome to the THEYFRIEND 2024 application workshop. We're very excited to have you here and really excited to have this recording for folks who might have questions after the fact. To start things off, I would love to acknowledge the fact that Diamond Wave is a physical organization in the physical world, and we are based in Yalamu, which is the original name of San Francisco in the Ramaytush language, and was inhabited by Ramaytush Ohlone folks for hundreds of thousands of years into time immemorial. And I want to pay respects to Ramaytush Ohlone elders, past, present, and future. I also want to acknowledge the continuous negative impacts that colonialism, genocide, and missionary work and systemic racism have on Native American and on Indigenous communities worldwide. I will share some links in the chat if you want to find out more about Native land acknowledgements or some places that are good to donate locally here in the Bay Area, the Saguenay Tayland Trust. If you don't know who I am, don't worry. I'm about to introduce myself. Hello, my name is Vin Seaman. I use they, them pronouns, and I am the director of Diamond Wave. I'm going to drop my big fancy formal bio into the chat. But some things that you can or should know about me is that I have been in the Bay Area for about 20 years, doing all sorts of arts administration and creative work in the Bay Area, ranging from grant making to grant writing, drag, advocacy, arts admin, all over the place. I also am really excited to be joined tonight by one of THEYFRIEND 2024's advisors. Ruia, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. Reduce. Oh, Lord, not reduce myself. I am not going to reduce myself.
Please do not.
I will introduce myself. Hi, y'all. I'm Ruia Tariq, they, them pronouns. I am on unceded Ohlone land in what is now known as Richmond, California, and I'm a non-disciplined artist. I sing, I dance, I do burlesque, I speak, I storytell, play piano, things like that. And that's about it for me. I mean, I have a whole history. The chat is gonna say what I do, but I'm just jazzed to be here, guys. So,
and I'm really excited we get to work with you again this year, Ruia. I feel like such a great experience working with you. I think this is our third year in a row now.
Yeah, I think it's the third year. Yeah,
which I'm very excited about.
Yeah, it's been great to be a part of THEYFRIEND in whatever iteration it is and whatever role that I can like slide into. I'll be like, I'm there for THEYFRIEND, and I hope everyone who's with us tonight or anyone who's listening to this recording will also take that to heart, that it feels like not just an event, but it feels like a complete community, and Vin has been holding that space for years. So yeah, thank y'all for applying and being here and listening to this. And yeah, I can't wait to meet y'all.
Oh, thank you for that, Ruia. Yeah, I think that it's so great to have other folks on board. I'm the director of Diamond Wave and conceptualized this festival and kind of got it going, but it's really, I think, taking different expansions and perspectives. And this year, most of all, we're going to be doing that with co-productions with our advisors, which I'll describe in just a second. But before I do, I want to tell you about a few of our other advisors that we're working with this year. We're also working with Aima the Dreamer. Their bio is too long for the chat, so I'm going to have to put it in two sections. Don't worry, though. They are just that awesome. They are one of the co-creators. I'm saying Aima uses Aima and they, them pronouns. They prefer their name. Aima is one of the co-creators of Soul Lovely, which is the long-standing, amazing dance party really rooted in Oakland. They also just recently hosted an event called Femme Rage, which I just love the idea of compressing those two words next to each other and getting to let it explode in the most beautiful ways possible. But just an amazing community member that has been doing a really fantastic job bringing folks together in the Bay Area for also about 20 years. Another one of our advisors that we'll be working with this year is Rishikesh Tiramalai. who also has a longer bio, which also reads from them. So I'm going to read their bio a little bit more. Hi, I'm Rishi, performance artist, community organizer, leadership coach. Most of the time, I think of myself as a gardener. After Masanobu Fukuoka, oh my goodness, I am butchering these words. It's in the chat there, so you can read it. Spreading seeds, noticing what grows, cultivating patience in myself. This is most fun when collaborating and creating with others. I enjoy weaving spaces and designing containers that inspire creativity in everyday contexts. So there's a little bit more about Rishi. I'm going to add another little bit from their bio to the chat so you can read a little bit more about them. And then the final advisor that we're going to be working with this year is Gotha's Jasmine, or Ngozi. And Gotha's Jasmine uses they, them pronouns as well. I got to meet them last year. They were part of the 2023 THEYFRIEND. They were live in person helping to co-host our Oasis show. They are an amazing, multi-talented drag and burlesque artist who use body paint, makeup, performance, dance, ritual, all different sorts of ideas to express and create joy with a specific lens or a specific thrust into Black Fae culture, and really looking at fantasy and mysticism from a place of led by Black people, Indigenous people, and people of color. So that's a little bit about the 4 different advisors that we're going to be working with this year. I will be the 5th advisor. Each one of us will be leading a showcase, which we'll tell you about in just a little bit. But before we get into that, I'd love if folks here wanted to take a second. We'd love to hear your voices. And Robia, do you want to facilitate introductions?
Yeah, sure. So, welcome to the space. And if you are comfortable with it, we would love to hear your voice right now. So we're going to introduce ourselves, your name, your pronouns, where you're joining from, what native land you're on. I'm going to drop the link if you don't know. And one sentence about your performance practice. So name, pronoun, where you're joining from, city, neighborhood, and what native land you're on, and one sentence about your performance practice. So I'll go first to show y'all how it's done. Rawia Tariq, they, them pronouns. I'm joining from Richmond, California on Ohlone land. And my performance practice is like cathartically relatable. So that's me, and anyone who wants to go can go next.
Hi, I'm Libra Longlegs. I'm based in Sacramento, which is occupied Nisenan, Maidu, and Miwok land. I call myself like a burlesque dancing drag thing. I combine burlesque, drag, pole dancing, and theremin into my arts.
Thank you for that.
Hi, I'm Charlie. I use they, them pronouns. I am on unceded Tongva land in Long Beach, California. My performance practice is helping others shine.
Maria, thank you for leading those introductions. I'll round this up because I didn't do this intro, and you know I love an intro. Then Seaman, I use they, them pronouns. I'm based on Ramaytush Ohlone lands, and I make performances that explore the intersection of drag culture and queer identity. How's that? That's pretty good, right? I could put that in a grant, maybe. I don't know. So today we're talking a little bit more just about THEYFRIEND. And so to start off, I just want to talk about, like, well, why do we even have THEYFRIEND? Why is that important that we have this? And I'm sure you all are obviously understand it because you're drawn here and you're wanting to be a part of it. But it's really because we still have very few creative and artistic events that are intended solely for non-binary people. We have a lot of queer space, we've got a lot of trans space, we got a lot of queer and trans space. And really, TheyFriend was created because we wanted to have both a gender full and a gender free container for non-binary people of all ages, races, gender expressions, and creative mediums to really find belonging and to share our experiences. With an angle on just helping other folks understand what it is to be non-binary. In 2021, we had our first TheyFriend. We started out with a very short virtual salon with 5 performers. In 2021, we had our first in-person festival. It was 2 nights at Brava's Cabaret. Then in 2022, we expanded and went from just kind of a single showcase to multiple showcases with San Francisco Public Library, KQED, Oasis, Brava, and El Rio. And then last year, we also had multiple showcases with San Francisco Public Library, Oasis, Brava, and online. This year, 2024, is our first time co-leading productions with community advisors. So Diamond Wave will lead kind of the overall festival production, and the advisors will really be core in helping to select artists and to lead productions for their specific showcases. Yeah, Robia, do you want to give us a little overview of some things that happened between now and through the end of TheyFriend?
Yeah, sure. So here's the timeline, y'all. July 13th, THEYFRIEND NB Day. That's going to be an event at the San Francisco Public Library. Mm-hmm. And on the 17th, THEYFRIEND Festival application deadline. So you have about a month from now to get those in. August 8th is a THEYFRIEND event at the Academy SF in San Francisco. And August 15th is THEYFRIEND Cabaret at Brava's Cabaret. August 23rd, the applicants will be notified of their status. And on August 31st, the THEYFRIEND Artist Orientation and Social is going to be on that day, and it's going to be in person and virtual. September 15th, THEYFRIEND Non-Binary Cabaret at Brava Theater. That's my birthday month, so I'm definitely going to be there. Early October, artist meetings to discuss technical needs. October 17th, another THEYFRIEND Non-Binary Cabaret at Brava Theater. And
you're going to be performing at that one, Ruby.
Oh, yeah.
That will be all of our advisors for the THEYFRIEND Festival will be performing at that cabaret.
Mm-hmm. And November 13th through the 17th is the festival at various venues in San Francisco. And then you have a little bit of downtime to like relax and everything. And then December 10th, there'll be an evaluation meeting to find out how'd you like it, what worked for you, what didn't work for you. And it's more that community aspect to see how your journey was while being a part of THEYFRIEND. Eligibility. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say on that, the evaluation meeting is to evaluate how did we as producers do, not how did you as artists do. You're more than welcome to share your experiences and how things went. But again, that's much more about how do we improve an experience for folks in this rather than us telling you how you did, because you're going to do fantastic. Also just wanting to know a lot of the stuff that we mentioned in there, all the stuff that was in italics, and I'm happy to share this information when we post the video. I'll post this written because I know people like to learn in different ways. But all of the stuff that was in italics is really events that we're doing that aren't necessary for the artist's timeline, but just want you to know that there's other things happening with TheyFriend. So if you are looking for live spaces to participate in and interact with, we'd love to have you. Sorry, Ruia, keep going.
All right, eligibility. Eligible applicants must self-identify as non-binary, be at least 18 years of age, have an artistic practice based in or heavily influenced by performance. Hybrid blended practices are welcome, and be able to receive payments through a social security number, employee identification number, or individual taxpayer identification number. Geography. Because of the majority of our funding comes from the Bay Area and California-based funders, We will be prioritizing performers from San Francisco, Alameda, and Contra Costa counties, as well as performers residing in the state of California. Excuse me. Artists throughout the United States and the world are eligible to apply, especially for our virtual showcase, but we are not able to support any performers with travel stipends at this time. Please read through the showcase descriptions for additional eligibility restrictions. If you do not,
all these words.
syllables, all the syllables.
And just to break, I just want to, for a sec, go back and talk about the geographic stuff, which we welcome, especially video submissions from folks nationally and internationally. I think the more that we can see that a non-binary experience is global, I think the better off we'll be in general. But just also saying that we will prioritize definitely for live performances, Bay Area and California-based artists, because that's where a lot of our funding is coming from. That said, last year we did have a couple of performers who chose to pay for their own travel. They had other gigs that were happening at the same time. So if you do want to come in from out of town for the festival, you are more than welcome to do that. Our performance stipends vary from like 100 to like, I think 400 or 500. So it's possible, but it's we are not able to help with travel stipends at this time.
If you don't have a social security number, an EIN or ITIN, or ability to access a mobile payment service, and you're interested in applying, please contact Vin directly at vin@diamondwave.org. If residing internationally, you must be able to receive payments through Venmo, PayPal, or mobile payment service.
For any of that other dry stuff, if you have questions, email me on it. We want to try to work with people to get y'all paid for being part of the festival. With that all said, we talked through the timeline, we talked through eligibility. This information, again, is all part of the guidelines, which will also be linked to this video when we post it. But I want to talk a little bit about kind of the showcase structure this year and what we're doing. In years past, advisors read through applications as a whole, and we kind of said, these are performers we want, and these are the ones that we want to book. And then internally, Diamond Wave, we would kind of sort and put people where we thought would make good lineups. This year, we're changing that, and we're asking for artists to apply to specific showcases. So you tell us which showcases you want to be a part of. And this year, we have 5 advisors. Each one of us is leading a different showcase. Rawia, I want you to tell us about your showcase first. Tell us about what you're planning.
So, yay. My showcase is called Spoons and Spice. And this is showcase centering neurospicy, like disabled, chronically ill performers. And it's an electric showcase of celebration, catharsis, rage, and resilience. The audience is invited to peer into a windowed expression of what it means to navigate this existence as a neurospicy, disabled, and or chronically ill non-binary human being. So what is it like standing at the intersection of that, living at the intersection of that, being in your body with all of that like wonderfulness pulled in. And it is an invitation to be seen in unrepented and intimate authenticity. Applications are, yes, like, let them see. Like, I feel like with this showcase, like we think about the audience, and I do want to think about the audience, but it's very important for me for the people who are chosen and the performers who decide to bring a piece to it, that they are able to express themselves and anything they have inside of themselves, like freely in this space. So I want them to create pieces that feel authentic to them, that are based in them and from their own viewpoint, instead of just thinking of, I'm going to perform for this crowd and this is what I'm going to do. Like, I'm like, give me the depth, give me the ugly, give me the beautiful, give it to me, give me all the feels. And applications for the showcase are for disabled folks, from disabled folks only. Again, neurospicy, disabled, chronically ill performers are featured and requested and wanted for this showcase.
Rawia, can I ask you a couple of questions?
Yeah,
What type of artistic mediums do you think would do best in this type of a showcase?
I think all of them. I think singers, I think burlesque performers, storytellers, poets, comedians. I think any type of performance art would be good in this space. So if you have a medium, whatever medium you have, apply with it, sign up for it. Don't think like it's a certain space for a certain kind of thing. I just want your expression. So all your mediums are welcome for application.
And then my other question for you is okay if I have one more question?
Yes.
Is how are you looking for folks to explore that? Are you looking to leave the audience with a certain feeling or experience?
I would love to leave the audience. I would love if there are other disabled, neurospicy, chronically ill people in the audience to feel reflected and to feel as if they are being heard and seen, and to also feel as if they're being uplifted by the art presented or having a cathartic experience with the performer. I'm all about feelings. And it's also cancer season. Come on. Like it is time for all the feelings. And I would love for audience members who are not living in these bodies that are influenced by our neurospiciness, disability, or chronically ill, things that we like live with. I want them to walk away with like, oh wow, I had no idea. I want to learn more. Here's where I'm privileged, and here's where I can support other people, and here's where I could be kinder to people in my life, because I now have this information embedded within my body in the only way that art can reach people. Like art can make people feel things and change people, and I want the observers to feel changed and uplifted by what they've seen.
Mm-hmm.
And somehow challenged. Like I want them to be challenged too. Like challenge them, because that's where the opportunities for growth are.
I'm going to go ahead and drop that description that you read about that just into the chat to make it easy for folks who might not hear but want to read that. And Rawia, I know that you might have other places to go. You are welcome to stay with us for as long as you want, but I know that you might have to drop out. So just want to give you a blanket goodbye now in case you feel like you might need to head out anytime soon.
Yes, I'm going to head out, but thank you, Vin. Thank you, everyone who showed up. And I'm really excited to read your applications in the soon future. All right, y'all.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Well, great. I'm going to walk you through some of the other showcases. Our other advisors were not able to be here tonight, but I do have some videos for them. So I'm going to drop a description for our next showcase, which is led by Rishi. And Rishi is looking to lead an immersive showcase of dialogue and world building. So artists who join the creative process for You Are Non-Binary will be invited into a process of co-creation. Devising a piece of participatory performance art, the audience members can join in with us. Our hope is to imagine a non-binary default world where our audience can imagine themselves truly accepted for their precise expression of gender. We welcome performers and artists of all kinds, whether you're an actor, musician, dancer, facilitator, designer, costumer, or something else. We're looking for folks who are interested in creating this piece together in collaboration with one another, our space, and our community. And because this one is going to be a little bit different, usually our showcases are individual performers or small groups that coordinate by themselves and come in. But since this will be bringing folks together, we are looking for just Bay Area performers for this showcase, because there will probably be some rehearsals attached to that to bring folks into space and together. That said, if you are living somewhere else, make a case for us of why we need to include you in this as a person for somewhere else. We're open to it. So let's hear from Rishi a little bit more about what they have in mind, because I want to bring Rishi's voice in. Here we go. Let me know if you can hear it in the chat, please.
Hey everyone, my name is Rishi and I'm one of the advisors for this year's THEYFRIEND Festival. I am, I guess I identify as a multidisciplinary, maybe anti-disciplinary artist. I work with performance art, music, visual art, immersive theater. I'm excited to bring immersive theater and possibility of a devised participatory piece to THEYFRIEND this year. I'm looking forward to creating a space for You Are Non-Binary, which is the idea is a space that assumes a default reality where non-binary gender identity or gender expression is the norm and the default. And if we can create some kind of space where people walk in and have the experience of their non-binary identity being validated, or perhaps their concept of the binary being provoked. I think of this as a mix of like immersive theater and social practice art. So we offer a healing space to people who come through, but also we get to tell a story and we get to create a world. So I'm interested in working with artists who are doing world building and who you don't need to be any particular kind of performer. We might want musicians, set designers. We might want actors and writers. You might not think of yourself as a performer, but you might be one. You might see the ways in which we perform in everyday life and feel called to show up at that. So more than anything, what I want to call in is folks who are interested in devising together and creating something. There are no clear ideas of what this is or what this is going to be until we have the people in the room who are going to make it together. So if you want to come in and put that creative process into play together, then this is a space for you. I look forward to making some fun, making some mischief and some magic.
Great. So that is Rishi's video. Does anybody have any specific questions on that? I've had a few conversations with Rishi, so I can try to answer those if you do. And otherwise, if not, we'll keep it moving. But just let me know either in the chat or feel free to unmic yourself if you have any kind of questions about what You Are Non-Binary will be, which it sounds like Rishi's not sure what it will be either, because you're just going to be co-creating it. Okay, great. I'm going to keep it going. And next, I want to talk about our virtual showcase that Goddess Jasmine will be leading. This is called Full Fantasy. And it is a virtual showcase centering Black, Indigenous, and performers of color exploring mysticism and fantasy. So I'm going to put this description in the chat, and then I will read a little bit more of that for you. So join us for a variety show that celebrates magic, fantasy, lore, and ancestral connections through diverse artistic expressions and practices. Our aim is to spark imagination, playfulness, and respect for members of the global majority through art. This digital showcase will include performances such as drag, belly dance, aerial acts, and more. The showcase will intentionally be dedicated to Black, Indigenous, and performers of color. And I've got, again, a short video from Ngozi that I will play with the sound. So here we go.
Hello, I'm Ngozi, also known as Goddess Jasmine. I'm a full-time artist here in Austin, Texas. And with my art, I love to embody my connection and relationship with the divine feminine, the divine masculine, with lore, fantasy, and magic. I do that using body painting, storytelling, and ritual practice. And I love to bring that into all of my performances and in every space that I'm in. For my showcase, Full Fantasy, I'm hoping that I can elevate other artists, especially people who are in the Black diaspora or Indigenous or people of color, who are finding their radical self-expression and reclamation of their joy through things like fantasy, storytelling, and I would love to create a platform where we get to see the magic that may already be in our culture, something that you maybe made up, and I want you to be celebrated for that magic that you already love. So that's what I'm looking for in artists for the showcase. If this is something that intrigues you, please join us and let's be a part of cultural liberation, celebration, and the expansion of the reclamation of our joy.
So there's a little bit more about Full Fantasy from Gothos Jasmine, aka Ngozi. And again, if you have questions about these, feel free to drop them in the chat. I'm happy to translate that. And we can also put you in touch directly with Gothos Jasmine to talk directly about your questions for that showcase. The last two showcases I want to talk about, first is one led by Aima, which is Limitless Expression. And this is a vibrant showcase of non-binary performers and artisans exploring the theme of liberation. This vibrant showcase featuring the diverse talents of non-binary performers and artisans has a theme of liberation, personal, communal, and global. Hold on, just pasting this in here for you. The event includes entry performers and vendors, artist panel, and interactive art stations for all ages. This event aims to empower and connect our broader community while fostering envy, visibility, and inclusivity. So this event will be a daytime event that is more about having vendors and really creating an environment for folks to connect within. I think performers for this one will most likely be more on the softer side again, so probably spoken word artists, storytellers, poets, maybe comedians, acoustic musicians. I think daytime softer vibes for this. And this we're hoping most likely to be in the East Bay. We're still kind of confirming our venue, but excited about that. And let's hear from Aima directly.
Hi everyone, my name is Aima, aka Aima the Dreamer. My pronouns are my name or they, them, and I am one of the advisors for THEYFRIEND this year. I will be producing an event called Limitless Expression, celebrating NB creativity beyond the binary. This event will feature performers, a vendors fair, and an artist panel, and is under the theme of liberation, personal, communal, and global. So I want to explore more about how our creativity and our aspiration of liberation for all people is connected. I hope that you are as excited about this year's festival as I am. Please keep in touch with me if you want to learn more about me and what I'm about and the events that I'm doing. You can find me at Aima the Dreamer on Instagram. Feel free to message me. Thank you so much, THEYFRIEND, for this opportunity to bring our community even closer and explore who we are when we deconstruct gender and express ourselves beyond these binary ways. So I hope everyone's having a great evening, and I hope to hear from you soon.
Great. So that was just a little bit more from Aima, the Dreamer. And then lastly, the last showcase will be one that I'm leading that is called the Gender Upheaval Party. So this is a showcase that is reclaiming gender reveal parties for non-binary people. We will be closing the festival with this year. This will be at Oasis. So definitely more of a nightlife and party vibe. We've seen enough of the blue and pink and all the fails that come along with gender reveal parties. Instead, we're bringing you an opportunity to revolt against gender and celebrate the beauty of gender expansiveness. This event will center non-binary takes on gender reveal and a participatory runway for those who have yet to have an opportunity to formally come out as non-binary. I know that I formally came out as non-binary during the pandemic. I know a lot of other folks did too. So I wanted to offer an in-person space for folks to be able to come out in whatever way, shape, or form they want as non-binary and do it on a runway with some fabulous music and lighting. I imagine we'll probably have musicians, drag performers, burlesque, singers. Definitely want a high energy vibe for this. I'd also love maybe some stand-up comics that want to, or other types of comedians that are looking to parody the idea of gender reveals. So with that all said, I just kind of went through all the different showcases and talked about the different focuses. And now I just want to bring us to looking at the specific application and all the questions that we're asking to make sure you feel really good about what each of those sections of the application are and what they mean. So I put a link into the chat, and that is our application template. This is a document that has all of the questions that we're going to ask you in the form on one Word document. You can either add this to your Google Drive by making a copy, or you can download it. And this template is really meant for you to organize your ideas and put them together before you submit, with every single question that you'll need all in one place. So to start off with, we'll have our personal and contact information. This stuff shouldn't come as a surprise for you. It's basic email. We do have a few different areas for names. And so in that first one where we're asking your performer name, this is what we want you, what are you publicly known as? If you're a group, what is the group called? And we want that to kind of be like, what's the billing? Who is going to be part of the festival? If you have a different first and last name that's different from your performer name, tell us that in the next one there. Tell us your pronouns. And then if you have if you are in a group, tell us the additional names of people that are in the group. So there's a lot of movement there to hopefully meet everyone's needs for different types of performance and performance groups, and then just some other information about where you're located. The next area is really about your artistic practice, and we're looking to just get a better sense of who you are and what creativity you're looking to bring to THEYFRIEND this year. So the first thing that we ask is just to describe your artistic practice in one sentence. Some of you already did that with your introductions here tonight. The second thing that we ask is just which categories, which types of art are you looking to bring to THEYFRIEND this year? If you're a DJ, we want to know that you're a DJ. That helps flag it that you are someone to consider for a DJ. If you are doing poetry, if you're doing drag performance, if your artistic medium isn't on there, let us know. I always want to keep adding to this list to make sure that we're including as many folks as possible. The next thing that we need is a 150-word bio. We don't want your CV, we don't want your resume, so don't copy and paste that in. What we do want is up to 150 words detailing your experience as an artist. So that could include notable performances, venues, or festivals that you participated in, recognitions, awards, or residencies. If you're not sure of how to write a bio, we do have that linked within both the template and the form. Last two questions on the artistic practice is whether you're interested in volunteering at the festival if you're not chosen as a performer, and if there's just anything else you'd like us to know. We always like to have an open field within our application just to relay other information. If we didn't ask the right questions, we want to know what else we need to be asking. The next section that we've got in our application is for festival role. And this is just asking, how do you want to participate in the festival? Do you want to be a performer, a host, a DJ, or a video performer? And you are able to select all of those. If you're like, I do all of those things, I'd love to do all of those things, you are more than welcome to select all of them. We just want to make sure that you're showing us the different aspects of those performances within your samples. So you are able to select that. 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever you're wanting. Again, that's for performers. That is for in-person performances in the Bay Area. Host is for in-person hosts, in-person DJs, and then lastly, video performers. So let us know which one of those 4 you'd like to be considered for. And then let us know which showcase you're interested in participating in as well. You can go back in this recording to hear the description of those, or you can read more about them online as well in our guidelines. So once you select which showcase you'd like to be applying for, we'll ask you to write a 400-word narrative, or you can record yourself talking for, I think it's about 3 minutes total. So you can either do 400 words or 3 minutes responding to the 2 questions, and each showcase has different questions. They're similar, but just slightly different. So really the first question that we ask for all the showcases is, what are the artistic mediums that you're wanting to bring? What are the things that you want to bring to this process? If you are looking to be part of, you are non-binary, I'm a writer and I want to work backstage just helping people write things. Let us know that that's the role that you're wanting to take within this. If you are a singer that wants to sing as part of Spoons and Spice, let us know that. So basically that first question is about content, what type of thing that you're wanting to do. And then the second question is can be really different for each one of these. For you and non-binary, Rishi wants to know, what is your experience in creating devised theater? You don't need to have any, but if you do have some experience, that's great. For full fantasy, and Ngozi is interested in knowing, how would your performance translate to video? Are you wanting your performance to be a single camera recording of a live performance, or a multi-shot video with different effects, or something else? We just want to know the type of video that you're looking to create, or one that you've already created, and describe it to us. Rubia is wanting to know how you would engage audiences in your experience as a neurospicy, neurodivergent, disabled, or chronically ill performer in a way that feels authentic and uplifting. Very open. Aima wants to know, how would your work explore liberation? How does it connect to the theme of that showcase? And then lastly, for the showcase I'm leading, I just want to know, what perspective or take do you want to offer on gender reveals? How would you want to subvert or parody the idea of binary gender in this really draconic ceremony that folks are participating in? So there's 2 more sections left in the application. The penultimate one is our supporting links. And really, we're just wanting to see more about what you do. If you spent the application talking about your amazing drag work and how amazing of a drag artist you are, please show us your drag in these supporting links. What wouldn't be helpful is to show your acting career and your ballet experience if your application's about drag. So more than anything, just make sure that those supporting links relate to the work that you're talking about in your application. If you want to act in a devised theater production, show us your acting skills. If you want to DJ, show us you DJing. Make sure what you're wanting to contribute to the festival is what we're seeing in these links to make it as easy as possible for us to understand how we should include you. So you can include up to 3 links. We want to see at least 1, but we'd love to see 3. And again, the best kind of things here are a single shot, just showing us you doing your thing. You don't need a lot of quick edits or anything like that. Just a still camera of you doing your jam. That's what we want to see, and that's what's going to be best. You also have an opportunity to provide context for that. And it's great if you can tell us, what is it we're seeing? What's the title of this thing? When did it happen? What was your role in this? We might be seeing a full theater piece, but we don't know that you were the director or you were that actor specifically. Let us know so that we have some context. Also, if you want us to watch a specific section of a video, let us know what time. You have a total of 5 minutes between all 3 of your samples. So make sure to get us right to the good part, right at the beginning, so we can see you doing your best possible work within that 5 minutes. If you have any questions on any of these components of the application, again, please feel free to email me. It's Vin, V-I-N, at diamond-wave.org. The last thing that we have is just demographics information. This is all optional. You don't have to fill it out. It helps us just get a better sense of who we're reaching and who are the folks that are applying for this festival. We also are hoping that, we will ensure that we have at least 50% Black, Indigenous, and people of color that are part of the festival, and at least 25% folks with disabilities. Usually those numbers are much higher. I think last year it was something like 70 or 80% BIPOC, and I think about 50% folks with disabilities. We're really looking to make sure that we have some of our most historically marginalized voices centered within this festival. But going through this demographic information, we ask about your geography. There's much more information if you are in a California Bay Area county. If not, select other and let us know where you're coming from. We ask about race, ethnicity, gender, and I think sexual orientation. We ask them in 2 ways. We just ask an open-ended, how do you identify yourself, so that you can self-describe however it is that you identify. And then we also ask you to select from a limited list, knowing that this does not capture the beautiful multiplicity of so many different types of people that exist within the world. So same thing with gender. We ask you to self-describe yourself and then to pick from a list. With all of these, you can pick as many options as you like. We also ask if you identify as trans or transgender. We used to have trans and cis as options on our gender list, and with a lot of, I think, cis privilege, sometimes people would not select it when they did identify that way, or maybe they didn't. I don't know. That's why we're trying to reduce question marks with having this a separate question. Sexual orientation, you can write in or pick from a list. And then lastly, we ask if you identify as a person with a disability with options of yes, no, and sometimes, knowing that sometimes people do, sometimes they don't. And then last thing that we ask is if you do identify as a person with a disability, if there's anything we can do to help make sure that we meet your accessibility needs. So that is a walkthrough of our entire application and the application template. We talked through the different showcases. We talked through THEYFRIEND in whole. I am going to pause for a moment and see if any of our participants have questions. Maria or Libra, do y'all have any questions for me about the applying to THEYFRIEND?
Not at the moment. That really like broke everything down for me. So just like hearing someone like go through it really like brought a lot of clarity. So thank you.
You got it. That's exactly why we do this. I know that people learn a lot of different ways. And just having the session and then this video to look back on, I know will help a lot of people when they're not quite sure what they should write about or what links they should put in. So thanks so much for joining, Amari. It was great to have you here.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm
That was
able-
Libra.
Yeah, that was
Sorry,
Libra, but
and now
I was going to
Amari.
be like,
Wow.
this is helpful though. I'm now able to actually talk. My internet's working a little better. But yeah, this was helpful though. Thank you so much.
Great. Yeah, I'm happy to stick around for a little bit more in case y'all have any other questions. And then also you can always email me with any questions, concerns, anything else. Feel free to reach out. All right, well, I'm going to bid adieu to our online workshop session, and I'm going to pause our recording.